yes, Kenyans. Tamu sana. Tamu sana. Yes, tamu sana. Tension is building in the sacred alliance. Tension is building in the sacred alliance. Things are not as smooth and rosy as we are meant to believe. Tension is building there. Everybody is suspicious of one another. Kalonzo is suspicious of Mudavadi. Mudavadi is suspicious of Kalonzo. There is total confusion. And tension is building there, ladies and gentlemen. The person causing that tension is none other than Mukhisa Kituyi. Yes, Mukhisa Kituyi. And before we dwell into that, let's go back to the chronology of the events. Our President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has been meeting political leaders across the political divide. He has been meeting political leaders across the divide. And one such leader he has met is one Mukhisa Kituyi. The president on Saturday met Mukhisa Kituyi. And we are meant to believe that one of the things they deliberated in their meeting was that Mukhisa Kituyi should also be added in the panel of party leaders. That was on Saturday. And we are meant to believe from reliable sources that one of the deliberations of their meeting was that Mukhisa Kituyi should be added in the panel of party leaders. Now the question begs, which party is that Mukhisa Kituyi leads? That's the big question. From reliable sources again, we are told that Mukhisa Kituyi has already registered a political party, and in about 2 weeks, or rather in a fortnight, the party shall have been registered and Mukhisa Kituyi shall have been the party leader of that party. That is what is causing tension in the Sacred Alliance. The kingpins in the Sacred Alliance are not taking that lying down. And in case you don't know, because we cannot assume that everybody knows, Sacred Alliance is made up of Kalonzo, Mudavadi, Wetangula, and Gideon Moi, those 4 leaders. Sacred Alliance is a wing of the handshake made of those 4 leaders. So Mukhisa Kituyi wants also to be added in that list of party leaders. Because on the list of party leaders, apart from those 4, we have Raila and Charity Ngilu. Those are also party leaders in the list, or rather in the panel, or rather on the side of the handshake, those 6. And recently we saw them at State House, where Gideon Moi was made to read a letter, some letter that also brought a lot of confusion and a lot of mistrust. So folks, ladies and gentlemen, before we dwell specifically on that issue, the big question is this: why is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, an outgoing president, actively meeting political leaders across the board? Why is he meeting all these political leaders? Yet we know by now he should just be relaxing and next year he goes home. Why is he actively meeting these kingpins and political leaders across the political divide? What is cooking here? Yes, something is cooking here. And I strongly believe that Uhuru Kenyatta has a very strong interest past 2022. Uhuru Kenyatta has a very strong political interest past 2022. As of now, we are told that there is a stalemate in both parliament, in both the National Assembly and the Senate over the BBI. Members or other members of National Assembly and the Senate, the jailer committee of the National Assembly, wants more time so that they can look into this BBI thing. They want to look into this BBI thing. So the question now begs again, what do they want to look into the BBI thing? Parliament, according to our constitution, a popular initiative that has been initiated by the people themselves cannot be amended in Parliament. The Parliament should just adopt or reject the report as it is. Nothing like panel beating. And we are meant to believe, ladies and gentlemen, that panel beating is meant to panel beat on the executive, the Prime Minister, because the post of the Prime Minister, according to the BBI report, is useless. There is nothing like a Prime Minister in the BBI report. That's just a minister with the name of a Prime Minister. So they most likely they want to panel beat that so that they can create a good office, a real Prime Minister's office. That is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. And now on the issue of Uhuru Kenyatta meeting these leaders, I strongly believe this, and this is my opinion. Uhuru Kenyatta is not comfortable with all these leaders. He has not made his mind on who to support among these leaders. So he wants to checkmate all these leaders. First of all, he brought in Raila to checkmate Ruto, and now Ruto is finished. Ruto is finished politically, beyond any repair. He is finished. Now, after finishing William Ruto, Uhuru Kenyatta brings the likes of Kalonzo, Mudavadi, and Gideon to checkmate Raila Amolo Odinga. Then he brings Kituyi. Kituyi is a non-Gideon Moi critique. He brings Kituyi to checkmate Gideon Moi. Then he brings Mukhisa Kituyi to checkmate Mudavadi and Wetangula. And if that is not enough, he calls Mutua and tells Mutua to withdraw his candidate from the Machakos by-election. Mutua is there to checkmate Kalonzo. That is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me today differ with my president. Let me differ with my president today. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, you are biting too much. You are biting too much that you cannot chew at the same time. You can't bite that much and you chew it. You are biting too much. Yes, Uhuru is biting too much. But one thing I know is that in Kenya as of now, we have two very strong leaders. No, let me not say two. we have one strong leader that has proved himself beyond any reasonable doubt that he commands the ground, and that's Raila Amolo Odinga. Looking at this kind of politics going on ahead, the system will be left with only one option. Because what we know is that the system just adds up. Maybe we have two candidates, one is for pro-system, one is against the system. The system just adds up votes. The system cannot be a voter itself. It just tops up on top of what their candidate has. But in the event we have a system candidate and one who is not a system candidate, let me put it this way. Let's assume the system candidate has 20%. And that one who is against the system has, let's assume, 60%. The system cannot fix that. So the system also wants at least a strong candidate so that they just do a little bit of adding up. I don't know whether we are together there, ladies and gentlemen. So in the long run, the system and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as a whole, they'll be forced to endorse or support the right candidates. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, let me leave it there for today. If you've bumped on this video for the very first time, give it a like, but most importantly, tap on the subscription button and on the notification bell in order to get a notification anytime we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.